we might have just seen the best 12-year-old to ever play basketball. And actually, I think I'm kind of wrong with that. But he's not 12. And 2, the 13-year-old Mohamed Dabone is unbelievable. He's raw. He's very raw, but he is unbelievable. Before you get on, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers as soon as possible. And we could hit that, that'd be absolutely incredible. We upload more basketball content in here than anywhere else. But anyway, now let's get on to the video. And a lot of people are like talking about this guy. I've seen him go viral and they're like, oh, he's not going to be, or he's about 17, 18. He's growing. The way his arms are is crazy. I just think that kids nowadays are being kind of, not that they're being, like, they seem to be more athletic younger. Like, I don't know how that's going to translate to getting older. But, like, we heard similar things about Wembanyama. And there have been a lot of situations where it's like kids are developing at earlier ages. There's no point talking about the discrepancies. No, not discrepancies. The, like, people being, like, worried about his age because... One, like, he came to Spain young and the documents were there. It's not like he came like completely like undocumented. It's not like, if Spain would not allow him to play for Spain if they weren't 100% sure. So like, he's 13 years old. I'm titling this video 12 because that is, unfortunately, the YouTube game is about clicks and a lot of people are talking about him as the 12-year-old. He's somebody that we have never seen before at 12 years old. This good, yeah, I'll give you that. Like, we have never seen a 12-year-old this good. We've seen really, really good players at this age before, and like a lot of NBA scouts are saying that he is the best prospect they have seen at his age. And the scary part is that, again, he's a couple of inches taller than he was last year. He's probably going to grow, with just the way his body is, he's probably going to grow to 7'2", 7'3", at least. And he is coordinated. He's not very good at that great at basketball, by the way, at the minute. Like, a lot of people talk about him dominating against 18-year-olds, against Alba Berlin. That Alba Berlin under 18s team might be the worst team I've ever seen play at that high a level. Like, playing against your Barcelonas. Like, obviously I've seen worse 18-year-old teams than that, but like, not for like an underage section of a EuroLeague team. They were garbage. Like, he had 21 points in 12 minutes. That was a terrible Alba Berlin team. So it's not like he's done it against Real Madrid, but he's really, really good. So, is he significantly better than like 13, 14-year-olds we've seen in the States? No, we've seen unbelievable guys. Like, people saying, oh, we've never seen anything like this. Like, Ricky Rubio at 14 was playing the ACB. We've had, I think last year, someone debuted younger than Ricky Rubio. Like, Rubio at 14 was balling out. The greatest 14-year-old ever. Like, Amani Bates. Let's not forget how good Amani Bates was when he was 13 years old. People were talking about him in 2016 being like, this guy's almost NBA ready. Amani Bates, by the way, at 13 years old is better than Mohamed Dabone is at 13 years old. But Dabone is a 6'10" with probably a 7'4" wingspan, who is coordinated, who can finish around the basket and can run up and down the floor with guys years older than him, and he's skinny, but he's not that skinny. And it is just crazy how good kids are going to be. Honestly, I think if you are a GM for an NBA team, it's not crazy to say, I am going to stock up on draft picks in like 2030. Do a 2K on it. You know what? I'm going to trade every pick. We're going to try to be competent, but we're going to try to get 10 first-round picks in the year of 2030. And we're just going to draft these demigod kids. Because there's more and more of them coming out every year. Like, Wembanyama was Wembanyama. We may never see another Wemby. Or we might. His kid might be the next Wemby. He really might be, because he's better than Wemby was at that age. He is. Wemby had more skill, but he's physically just better. More coordinated. He's honestly more coordinated than Wemby was at 16, 17. It's so impressive. It's so impressive what this guy can do now. The only thing is, though, is that even if, like, almost certainly, like, I'm refusing to say that he's not 13 years old, because there's no point in speculating on that. There's no point accusing anyone of that. But in reality, the thing is, he is physically ready to play 15, 16-year-olds right now. So you just don't know how much the improvement's going to be. But you're going to be seeing him playing in these younger underage terms for years, and the skills are going to improve because he's got everything. Like, he's got good hand-eye coordination. His touch is pretty good. His footwork is really good. He's as good a player as I've seen in this age. And he's also in the right place to develop. Like, Amani Bates is maybe the most talented 13-year-old I've ever seen. Like, as far as playing the sport of basketball. But talent, and what ended up happening with Amani Bates. And we all know that the biggest problem with Amani Bates was nothing to do with his ability. It was obviously, later on, a lot of off-the-court stuff, but like, he was transferring high schools, he played under his dad for a year, then he went to Memphis, decided not to do a senior year of high school for some reason, went to Memphis, wasn't terrible in Memphis, considering he was a high school senior. He was meant to be a high school senior, he was alright. And then went to wherever it was that he went to, and he just chucked for a year. He didn't get any better. Amani Bates was still a bucket, but that's all he was. And the problem is that when you develop in America through the AAU system, you can get away with being a bucket. Dabone is not going to be like that in Spain. Dabone is going to be likely with the Barcelona Euroleague team, not next year, the following year. He's going to be there or thereabouts. He's going to be coming up against guys better than him. And if you're training with that team, they don't go easy on you. He's going to be coming up against NBA level talent and getting his ass handed to him in every single practice for the year. He is going to be getting destroyed by NBA level talent. And he's going to have to figure out how he fits. He's going to have to figure out how he fits into Barcelona. What he can and can't do at the senior level. As at a young age, he's going to be given chances just because he is a prospect, especially in games where they're comfortable. Maybe not that many in Euroleague games, but he's going to be given a chance in some ACB games where Barcelona at times can just blow teams out. He's going to be matching up to Euroleague level players, to former NBA guys, and he's going to have to figure it out quick. He's going to have to figure it out. And that's what I genuinely do think, that if you have the talent, like there are guys that maybe don't have the talent, a lot of the time it is better learning in Europe because you're thrown the deep end. You are not the best player on your team when you come into your team. You're not used to being the best player all the way up, so that when you go to the NBA, if you're not the best player, you're screwed in a lot of situations. So he's in the best place for him to learn. And I don't specifically say that as just Barcelona, but like being in a situation where he's going to be playing in a year or two with and against guys way better than him. Way, way better than them. And then he's always going to be able to play on the underage teams in Barcelona as well. And he has the chance to be the next Wemby. And for people being like, oh, like, why are we talking about him? He's 13. Man, we were talking about Wemby at 14. Do you not remember Wemby when he like shot that step back in the one-on-one against Rudy Gobert? The way people were talking about him. We talk about prospects at this age, and the best thing about the like quote unquote like hype and social media building this guy up is that one, people are going to forget about him soon. As great as he is in these underage tournaments in Spain, he's not going to have that much time to look at social media, and him playing against better competition means it's not like you're going to see overtime crowds you're not going to be seeing overtime stuff everywhere and people following his every move like America. And he won't be allowed. Like, he won't be allowed pulling Amani Bates. He won't be allowed to do a lot of this stuff. But at the end of the day, he's young. He's just a kid. He's going to get better. There's no point putting pressure on him, but like, we can talk about these prospects just like people always talk about prospects in every sport. But at the end of the day, he's in the best situation to grow. It's going to be very interesting to see how he gets on in the next couple of years. And he's a lot less likely to go down the Amani Bates route. Like, he's more likely to go down the Wembanyama route than the Amani Bates route, just because of the situation he's put himself in Barcelona.